This is a Willets Point Shea Stadium bound 7 express train. The next and last stop is Willets Point, Shea Stadium.
Adam Ottavino, he declined his player option. I think it was a $6.75 million to go to free agency. He wanted to redo his contract, but the Mets were not interested, and that was coming from Joel Sherman of the New York Post. Last season, he was 1-7 with a 3.21 ERA, 62 strikeouts in 61 and 2/3 innings pitched. And, you look at the ERA and it's like, you know what? In the bullpen that we had last year, that's perfectly fine to me. He did struggle in some big spots, and I think it was them putting him in big spots with the absence of Edwin Diaz that kind of, hurt him. His career with the Mets, 7-10, 2.62 ERA. He wasn't awful, but you could tell that he had a tough time adjusting to the new rules, especially with the stolen bases. Stearns talks about run prevention, and maybe Ottavino is a casualty of that. With the bullpen, like we talked about, as depleted as it is right now, do you think letting Ottavino go was the right move?
I mean, they're going to have to figure out where they want to allocate the dollars. And David Stearns knows better than me what their plan is, because one thing about him is he will have a plan. And even if he doesn't know the names, the plan will be, we're going to get one of these 3 or 4 guys, and we're going to go for them. And then our second tier is going to be here. And then we're going to use some money over here. And if he feels like he can put together the bullpen without him, then clearly maybe that's possible. I look at Adam Ottavino and I think, look, he did everything you could have ever asked for in the time that he spent with the Mets, and you wish him well. Was it worth the money? They've got other places they've got to spend. They may need some cheaper options. And remember, they put $20 million a year in Edwin Diaz. So you got a lot of money locked up. You mentioned 6.5, really. That's $26.5 million locked up to 2 guys in a bullpen that only has 2 guys. So they may have to find 3 players for the money that Ottavino was getting paid.